Hi friends, welcome back. I'm Robin if you're new today. Today's video is all about starting a YouTube channel and a little about my journey here on YouTube, which has been about 5 years now. I will be 56 in January, so over 50. Starting a YouTube channel was really scary to me. However, I did watch YouTube channels for about 2 years. I started off watching cleaning channels, and then I found clean and decorate with me channels, and I loved them. And as I was watching them for those couple of years, I was just like, I don't know, I'm going to say hearing from God. And I was just hearing, Robin, you should do this. You would be, not that I would be good at this, but I needed something in my life at that time. And I feel like the Holy Spirit was prompting me to start a YouTube channel. That's going to be silly to some of you guys that maybe aren't saved, do not know God, but I felt like I was being led to start a YouTube channel. So long story short, I watched a ton of how to start YouTube, how to start a YouTube channel. I just went every night, every morning. I was drinking coffee or getting ready for bed, and I would just watch every video and fill my head with knowledge of how to do this, because I had so many reasons why I thought I could not do this. And so that's what we're going to kind of talk about today, because I'm sure you guys have had the ones that are out there thinking, oh my gosh, I would love to do what Robin's doing, or I would love to do what Caitlin Cash is doing, or other big channels. I would love that. But the fear sets in. The fear of the unknown is so real, and you're just not sure of yourself. At that time, I just become I was just become an empty nester. My husband and I had become empty nesters. The kids had left the house, into college, getting married, having children. And so it was just Derek and I. And so when you're raising your children, we all know we don't really do a lot for ourselves. It's all about raising those babies to be strong, God-fearing individuals. And then once they're out of the house, you raise them to be independent. And then once they are, you're like, oh gosh, they don't need me anymore, which is a good and bad thing. But as a mom, it really took a toll on me that, I was proud of my children, don't get me wrong, but I really there was a little selfish part of me that needed them to need me. And they do for a lot of things, but for most part, they can take care of themselves. And I'm so thankful. But we do have 3 grown children and about to have 7 grandchildren. So Derek and I still work full-time jobs. We're not retired yet. So even though we pretty much have a simple life, our family does keep us busy. At the time, I thought I do not have time to do YouTube. And that brings me into the 5 excuses that I had, the number 5 reasons. There was probably more that I thought I could never have a YouTube channel. So I've got my notes here that if you see me looking down, I've made some notes. But let's discuss my 5 excuses for not starting a YouTube channel that I feel like I have now overcame. And it has been a journey of learning, a journey of self-esteem, a journey that's got pros and cons, because people can be really cruel out there in the world. And my motto is hurt people, hurt people. So even if I get really bad comments on my YouTube channel, some of them aren't worth a response and I just delete them. And some of them I just feel prompted to just respond in a kind way, because us as Christians, it is our job to be the light. It's easy for someone that loves me to say good things about me, but it's loving the ones that are mean to you that's hard to do. So I try. I'm not perfect, but I really try to be the light around here, and any yucky excuses or yucky comments, I should say, I try to respond in a godly woman way. So, okay, so let's go over it. Let's start with, the number 1 thing I had was I don't have money to start YouTube. I don't have the money to buy a camera. I don't have the money to buy all that equipment that I was seeing when I was watching those how to start a YouTube channel. I don't have money to do that. Or I did have money. I just didn't want to spend that extra money because it was, set aside for something else. And then I found out, you know what? I can use my cell phone. I could also edit with my cell phone, and I could upload through my cell phone. So that was kind of a relief when I saw a couple of people saying that. And guess what, guys? I still film, which I'm filming today, on the same Android cell phone that I had when I started my channel almost 5 years ago. So if that helps you at all, please know that I film every single one of my videos on my Android. Now, they're probably not the best lighting, all that good stuff that you could if you handpicked my channel and my videos. However, it gets the job done. My children give me a hard time. Mom, you need an iPhone. Mom, mother, you're back, in dinosaur age. I don't care. I love my Android. I can operate it. I know how to, do anything with it, and I'm comfortable with it. Change is not good for me. So again, I have been filming this whole time with my Android. So you do not need a new camera to film a YouTube channel. Second, I thought, okay, editing system. I thought about using my cell phone just to edit, because you can, but I went ahead and I did purchase like a couple $100 for an editing program. I saved up some money within those, a year or two, thinking about doing YouTube. I saved some money up and I did buy an editing program. And I'll link that below. However, I don't recommend it. It's not the best one because I spent money on it. I haven't gone to anything else, but I know there's one called iMovie that most of my friends use. There's also an editing system called Filmora, Filmora, and that is, you can get a free version of that, and you can edit your videos through Filmora. So I'll link that below also, and I'll put that here on the screen. So there are ways that you can edit your videos without paying for an editing system. So know that. Okay, so that was my number one reason probably was that I needed money to start a YouTube channel. And then when I figured out I really didn't need a lot of money, I didn't need a lot of special things, that I could check that off my list. Okay, you ready? Number 2 was just self-doubt, worrying about what others think of me. If you know me that I'm a huge, huge people pleaser. That's just, I want to say the way God made me, but I know I can overcome that. And I have overcome that as I get a little older, but I am a people pleaser. That's just ingrained in me. And I usually just run with it most of the time. I am who I am. And, if I let myself get hurt, then I'll grow from that. But I was so afraid, and I'm a little vain. Let me just say that too. So I'm like, I wasn't as pretty as I thought I needed to be. I wasn't as intelligent as I thought I should be. All these things that the devil puts in you, the fear that devil puts in you, because God has not instilled a fear in us. He has instilled that we are made in His image, and He has prepared us to do anything that we put our mind to, if it's in His will. And so I had to just thrive on knowing that God has put it in me, that it will be okay if I put myself out there on the internet. I will shine, I will be a light, and God will show favor over my channel if it's His will. And that's what I did. So overcoming vainness and self-esteem and confidence, this is something that will come with just you turning on the camera and starting to film. And that's exactly what I did. If I can find it, I'm going to link below my very first YouTube channel. It was just a short cleaning video, and it was horrendous. It was terrible when I look back now. But I was so proud of myself that I filmed it and got it over with, stuck it out there on the internet, and got at least a view. I mean, I was like, okay, someone actually watched me. It might have been my family, but someone watched me. And so again, overcoming that, the only way to overcome that confidence level and that fear is just to film a video and stick it out there and see that, oh, that didn't hurt too bad. That did not hurt as bad as I thought it was going to be. And you know how we are as humans. We fret and worry and have anxiety over some things. And then when it happens, you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. So, okay, that was my number 2 fear, was just my self-doubt and self-confidence and thinking that people were going to judge me so harshly. But that's okay. They do, and it is okay. Okay, now number 3, I was not a tech person at all. Knowing technology was something that I didn't really know. I didn't have a computer at home. I had one at work, but I didn't have a computer at home. I didn't have a laptop at home. Again, I had my Android, and I did not even have an Instagram account, nor did I know how to start an Instagram account. I had a Facebook, but that was it. So that fear of technology was really scary too. However, I've come to find out that it's definitely overcome with just a little bit of learning. So I definitely recommend that you put the work in. When I say that, that is going onto YouTube, which is just full of knowledge on how to start an Instagram, how to start a YouTube, how to succeed in YouTube, how to, succeed in Instagram, all that good stuff. It's out there, guys. You just have to sit down, get a pen and piece of paper, take some notes, and do some research. And I promise, if you feel like you're also, like I was, not a tech person, you can be. I remember when I first filmed that video, Derek my husband, got me a laptop for Christmas and said, okay, you've been saying you wanted to do a YouTube channel, having all these excuses. Well, here's your laptop. You've got your video filmed, so have at it. And oh my gosh, that just really put a fear in me. Like, oh my gosh, if Derek thinks I can do it, then I better start doing it. So I talked the talk. Now I better walk the walk. So I filmed the video. Derek got me a laptop. I researched an editing system and decided on one, which you can also do that on YouTube, guys. Just search YouTube editing systems and you'll see all kinds, and you pick the one you think is best for you. So where was I? Okay, I was on being a tech person. So that worked itself out. I downloaded that editing system and Courtney came over, and I'm not going to lie, it took me probably a week to actually even figure out how to edit it, and then another week to figure out how to actually download it and then upload it to YouTube. I mean, it did take me quite some time. I would call Courtney just frustrated and in tears, like, oh, what am I going to do? I can't figure this out. But I did. I can do hard things. That was a piece of paper I had on my computer to remind myself that I can do hard things, to push through and get it done, because in the back of my mind and in my heart, I was so excited to start a YouTube channel. So excited. So that kept me going. Okay, so you can do hard things and you can become a tech person. I promise. You just have to put the work in. Okay, number 4, I am too old. Nobody wants to see this over 50 lady on YouTube. Nobody wants to see my lived in, very normal, nothing fancy home. That was a huge excuse for me, because I would watch these. My mistake was at the time I was watching let's see, Till Vacuum Do Us Part, Ashley, and I was watching Caitlin Cash, and I was watching Brianna. What was her channel called? Oh, I can't think of what her channel was called. But my problem was I was watching these huge ladies with these huge channels, with these fancy homes, these fancy lives, these aesthetically pleasing videos. And even though that was my, back in my mind, my goal was to be like Ashley. I would love that, to be like Ashley with Till Vacuum Do Us Part. I knew that, my home was not fancy. It was very lived in. And so that doubt there of I'm too old, I'm not pretty enough, I don't talk well enough, I don't have a college education, I say the wrong things most of the time, all that, just the devil just rises all that negativity up in you, and he did me also. But then when I started searching like women over 50 and thriving, women that are over 50 and thriving, empty nesters, then I started finding those channels that were pretty normal lives like I have around here. And God just kept telling me, Robin, there's a lot of ladies out there that are in your position that don't have fancy lives, that are empty nesters now, that don't really have hobbies to fall back on. I mean, I still worked my 8-to-5 job, but God just reminded me that someone else is out there, even if it's just one person, you can instill in them that they can still have a great life, even though their kids are gone. They can still grow and become a better person. And so life doesn't stop after your kids leave your house. And that's the point where I was. And God was just reminding me that's not the truth. And there's other ladies out there that need to hear that also. So that kept me going. So I got over the I'm too old, not smart enough, not a fancy enough house, don't talk good enough. I got over that as I was filming and as I was putting videos out on the internet and people were actually watching those. So that's how I overcame those, guys. It's just posting and not giving up and overcoming those cons to starting a YouTube channel. Number 5, I don't have time to do YouTube. What are you talking about? I work 8 to 5. Get home, cooking your supper, cleaning your home, seeing the grandkids, seeing your children, taking care of your yard. I don't have time for YouTube. I mean, these ladies must put hours and hours and hours into their YouTube job, that's what it is. It's a job. I don't have time for that. I'm going to start and then I'm going to fail because I don't have time to film the videos. The fear of failing for me was so huge that I'll start this and then I'll be embarrassed. I'll embarrass my family because I don't have the time to do it. Do not think that, because you do. So you know what I started doing? I was not a morning person at all. So about 5 years ago, I started getting up at 4 a.m. in the morning. That is not a fib. I had to set an alarm. It was hard, but I would get up at 4 a.m. and I would start editing my videos, filming my videos on the weekends and editing my videos during the week. And I would get up at 4 a.m. and that would give me about 2 hours every morning to edit my videos. And I was just thriving knowing that I'm getting up at 4 a.m. I'm getting the job done. And I know this is going to sound silly, but it was so fun to me. I would get up in the morning like, okay, God, here we are today. God would give me that urge or that push to get out of the bed, get in the living room, get in your office and do your editing, because you can do it. You can do hard things. I am now definitely a morning person. I can also tell you 5 years later, almost 5 years later, that I pretty much get up between 4 and 5 almost every morning, even on the weekends. I just get up. I don't have an alarm clock. Derek and I do not have an alarm clock. I have just trained my body and mind to get up because it is so fun for me. And get up, have your time with God, do your editing. And that's just how I trained myself when it came to having time. I would come in from work, do the supper, get something ready for Derek to eat, or he has learned to get himself something ready to eat. And then sit down and do my editing. Yes, I did not sit around and watch TV. I did not sit around and just eat bonbons and ice cream. I worked. I would work through my lunch hour at work. Instead of leaving and going to have lunch with someone or leaving and going shopping, I would shut my office door and I would do my editing on my lunch hours, which I still do to this day, y'all. All of that, I still do it. And yes, over the time, there's been some mornings and some afternoons where I just came in from work at 5, got on the couch, turned on Netflix, got my supper, and rested for the night. You have to listen to your body. Yes, there are some days like that. But most days, that's what I'm doing. I'm up at the crack of dawn, I'm doing my editing, and I'm getting my videos done. In the past 1 year, I have started posting on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So not only do I do one video now, I do 2 videos a week on YouTube. So y'all, it can be done. It can. So I just wanted to share 5 reasons why I thought I could not start YouTube, and 5 reasons how, and the 5 excuses that I have overcome here on this channel. And I am so proud of myself. Don't forget, I had my family backing me, which helped me tremendously. If I did not have Derek backing me, and if I didn't have Courtney helping me edit that first video, whew, if I didn't have all of my family, my daughter-in-laws, my sons, just backing me, even my 2 oldest grandchildren, watch my YouTube channels. If I did not have them, it would be tough. So I know some of you out there may not have any family that can back you up. And I just say, if God has put that in your heart, it can be done. You just have to focus, turn to God, and just trust Him that this is what you need to do. And I tell you, I make a really pretty decent income here on YouTube. I'm going to share that in another video with y'all. If this does well and people actually want to see what I have to say, I'll do another video talking about how much I make on YouTube, because I don't mind sharing that with you guys at all, because you're the reason I have a channel and you're the reason that I have extra money. So sorry, I didn't mean to cry, but it does mean the world to me that family has backed me up and support me every single video. So, okay, friends, if you're new today, please introduce yourself to me in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, I would love to hear all of your questions, your comments. Maybe that'll be another video I can do if there's lots of questions below. But I just wanted to pop on here and encourage you. Again, if you're interested at all in starting a YouTube channel, it can be done. Thanks, friends. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.